What's up, YouTube? It's your boy ChasmRift here, and today we got ourselves a very concerning video. And um, this is a video that we'll be talking about Dragon Ball Fighters, but just hear me out. This definitely can affect the future of Dragon Ball content, not just from a content creator standpoint, but just a consumer standpoint as well. Um, but before we get started, there are a lot of things to unpackage here. There's no clear answer as to why these things are happening, but above all, this is a story full of confusion and misconception. I will be clarifying things, giving full disclaimers on this stuff, as I know some of you hear what I say or what others say and take the information out of context or miss the main point. So, I will be as clear as I possibly can. No overthinking needs to be done on your part. And of course, if you have any questions, the best thing you could do is research it yourself. Otherwise, do not take me saying 2 plus 2 equals 4 means 2 plus 3 equals 6 because you only stood half of what I said. Trust me, this will help you in the long run for any information videos I drop in the future and just in normal life in general. Finally, I'll let you all know this, but I will give my opinion on the issue and explain what this could lead to. But this is what I speculate. It would be nothing you should take as fact, and I'll let you guys know when that's coming up. But let's get into it. Dragon Ball Fighters is in a state of peril. This may affect the future of Dragon Ball series in general. I'll get into that, but just stick with me. Right now, Dragon Ball Fighters has been having some big issues lately for the competitive scene. On the danger scale, this would be a Timmy is mad level. Because on one hand, this is an issue that doesn't indeed affect a certain crowd, that being players of DBFZ. And on the other hand, I, nor anyone can say this, is playing in a laggy online game level because there is no proof that at the moment if this will directly affect other Dragon Ball content. But we will get into that. What is happening is that the past couple weeks we have seen Dragon Ball Fighters be pulled from tournaments. DreamHack Atlanta, DreamHack India, Anime Ascension, and the Big Fish Evo Japan have all announced that Dragon Ball Fighters has been pulled from their gaming lineup. Majority of the announcements have been vague and did not disclose any information besides quote-unquote unforeseen circumstances. Evo Japan initially was kind of shrugged off because it lines up with the latest Dragon Ball Super movie being out still in 2019. People assumed they wanted all the marketing just focused on the theatrical release of it worldwide, especially with Smash Ultimate also being pulled from that lineup. The thing is, the recent announcements have raised major eyebrows through the FGC. That's the fighting game community, for those who didn't know. As this is a very strange thing that is going on. Arc System Works announced that Dragon Ball FighterZ has sold over 3.5 million copies. That is better than Tekken 7, Street Fighter 5 sales, and is on track of surpassing Universe 2, which has over 5 million sales in its lifetime. It's also had the most entries for EVO 2018 gaming lineup. On top of that, with rumored Season 2 DLC speculated to come, and not only did Fighters win the Fighting Game of the Year award, they also were listed as the best fighting game of the year by ESPN. Yes, the multi-billion-dollar company owned by Disney acknowledged DBFZ as being a great game. Not only did it introduce more people into the FGC, myself included, and it also made me feel like I had a bigger dick when I won online. Wait, what? So for a game that is only 11 months old, it has done incredibly well for itself. Hell, that's an understatement. So the question I'm sure most of you have already asked is, if the game is doing so well, why would anybody idiotically try to stop its hype train? Or why is this relevant to Dragon Ball? And I'll answer both these questions right now. On the internet, I've seen pros, tournament organizers, regular people, even content creators give their opinion on the issue. And to be completely frank, there's only 4 potential suspects to this issue, but only 3 have been under fire by the community. First, you may blame Namco Bandai, because they are the big company logo name on the game. The thing is, Bandai did not create the game. They received the rights to create a product using the Dragon Ball assets. They simply worked with Arc Systems, who developed the game, while Bandai simply published it. Publishing a game means the company does the manufacturing of this, the game data will go on, ship it worldwide, financing all the marketing for the game. Arc System were the ones who got their hands dirty by coding and working on the game. So now you may be asking, why would Arc System try to kill off their own product they worked so hard on? And the answer is, they aren't. In fact, they're the ones who announced that DBZ wouldn't be an Anime Ascension. In fact, they basically stated they didn't want it pulled, but it was out of their control. So both ArcSys is not a culprit, nor is Bandai. Hell, Bandai is currently hosting the Dragon Ball FighterZ World Tour and have an esports circuit for games like Tekken. They advocate for the competitive scene. That leaves us with Toei and the fourth company. Toei is notorious for being a bull in a china shop by striking out people stealing their content or threatening legal action against individuals. Biggest example was them sending a cease and desist letter to the Latin American countries to stop a big screening of the season finale of Dragon Ball Super. And to be completely honest, I don't blame them. Majority of people say that's a dick move, but Toei is in the right to do this as their content is being stolen. If someone uploads an entire episode of DBS or DBZ, or someone runs a loop stream of it, and 10,000 people are watching it, then Toei loses money because that's potentially 10,000 people not buying subscription service to watch it, buying the episodes in a legal way like Blu-ray or DVDs, or potential loss of money because that's 10,000 unofficial stream viewers, which means 10,000 people not accounted for in the ratings for the TV airing. Any company would sympathize with losing money unfairly. And because of this, both people on Reddit and social media have blamed Toei for the issues involving the game. The only problem is, Toei is also known as Toei Animation, meaning they only own the rights to Dragon Ball animations. So the TV show or manga being ripped off and shared online is where they usually have full rights to strike people down. They do not own any rights to Dragon Ball FighterZ, especially since doing my own research, I found out they did not create the animations for the game. Note, I do not own a business, so I cannot say definitely that there's a little chance that Toei has a say in what happens to the game. It could happen, it may not be. I personally do not run a company, so I do not know how much of a stake Toei has in the decisions for this game, let alone actually having the power to do something like this. Again, don't own a company. I don't know if Toei can do this, but let's just say that they are most likely not the culprits for this. That leads us to the final culprit, though, which is Shueisha. Shout out to Rufomonger, as he is the only content creator, hell, person I've seen who broke the misconception about Toei to tell people Shueisha owns the Dragon Ball rights. Hell, when you boot up FighterZ, on the bottom of the title screen, you see Shueisha's name at the bottom. Granted, you see Toei's name, but Shueisha is the name right there with the little copyright logo by it. They are the big dogs in charge. They're the ones who give Toei the rights to create the animation for Dragon Ball content. They gave Bandai the rights to produce a Dragon Ball video game, and they most likely are the culprit for this issue. This is important, as I stressed about this earlier, that you should not take what I say out of context. People on Reddit, social media, other YouTubers like Maximilian Dude have potentially pointed their fingers at the wrong people. If Toei themselves or someone close to Toei came out and said that they are behind the removal of DBFZ tournaments, then I'll eat my words and by all means redirect the heat back to them. But I've seen people already create memes, badmouth Toei, create petitions. People even went out their way to say that they're going to organize boycotts of Dragon Ball content in protest. The only problem is, while people are free to do their own thing, especially with their own money, this will not fix the issue. It's like the SpongeBob meme, where SpongeBob is running away from Lars, but everyone mistaking his cry for help as being bullied by an old man. While yes, Shueisha will get hit financially by boycotts of any kind involved in their product, they still make bank from many different avenues. Official merchandise, Blu-ray sales, people who watch the anime or read the manga with efficient subscription service, TV deals, video game sales, mobile game microtransactions, movie ticket sales, anything that involves Dragon Ball and you giving up your currency for it, Shueisha gets a cut of the profits. This is huge because, unless you've been living under a rock, there is no secret Dragon Ball games and content have large communities and their products' lifespans cross over between each other. Now, this is where the disclaimer comes in. This will now be me giving my take on it. We all know Xenoverse 2 is still active, and they have a huge fan base. They also have recent DLC for the latest movie. The issue is, compared to previous DLC packs, this one only has 2 characters and 1 new stage. But it comes, screw it. Here's a list of everything that it comes with. And the price for it is about $8 for it. DLC Pack 3, which came with 2 new characters, as well as along with the things you see on screen. This also ran for $8. The reason this poses as an issue is, if Shueisha does have a say in things, they could in theory push more and more packs like this in the future. I played Xenoverse 2, and compared to the other products similar price DLC, this does not look like much to me. especially how these DLC releases are less than 4 months apart. And the new stage for this recent DLC pack that is coming out is the Tournament of Power stage. Why did they not just include this with the DLC Pack 3, which include Kefla, a character who debuted in the Tournament of Power? We are definitely in a dry season for Dragon Ball content, especially with no announcement of the Super Anime returning anytime soon at the recent Jump Festa that just concluded yesterday. There's a good chance we will see more coming from them, and more gaming content will come out, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But if they are thinning out the content, whether it's Shueisha or the game devs doing it, it will really come down to milking us, the consumer. Dragon Ball Legends and Dokkan Battle are gacha games, which are known for huge grindfest or microtransaction land. There's almost no reason for them to step away from that game market because it's a cash cow. Also, the genre is known for that, so I can't really fault them for making a game like that. Same for multiple DLC releases to open into games like Fighters, which is a genre known for multiple seasons worth of DLC, or Xenoverse, which is a game based on the open-ended Dragon Ball Heroes arcade game. So, Shueisha, or whoever is causing these issues, are looking at how profitable they possibly can be. And that's exactly why tournaments are being nuked. Once we buy the game, besides DLC, or the 3 people out there who buy Zenny with money, instead of playing the game naturally, Shueisha will not receive another penny out of us. So in essence, a tournament being held, while we are in our complete and legal right to host them, Shueisha does not receive compensation from us, especially if it's an unsponsored tournament where the prize money is crowdfunded. So they may see tournaments as a threat to profits, and that is true in the short run. Many people who come from different backgrounds, hell, I even talked to people who rewatch the show, reread the manga, or never seen the show but decided to try it out because of how fun the game is. And for many, they could continue to play the game because of how intense and successful the competitive scene has been for the game, both locally and at big events. Besides the release of new DLC characters, there's always an increase in player count, coming from the aftermath of a bigger tournament. And that's because the majority of people are driven to play based on hype. If tournaments are dropping the game due to legal pressure, then pros will leave the game to focus on other games, because they got bills to pay at the end of the day. And this will lead to player count decreasing, because the game will lose traction on social media. When new DLC finally drop, in the long run they will feel the effects because the game has a bad online matchmaking reputation. There's no tournaments to train for, and the community lost trust in the product at hand. This will lead to the lifespan of the game being cut prematurely. But also, while nobody in their right mind will deny making a Dragon Ball game, if Arc System Works was asked to create Dragon Ball FighterZ 2, hypothetically, they may honestly sacrifice quality in the game because they know the tournament scene for the game will be abysmal. Of course, that's speculation right there. But that's all I have to say, guys. I hope you enjoyed this information-filled video, and I hope to shed some light to the issue at hand. Let me know how you feel down below. What you think was happening to the Dragon Ball Fighter scene, if this will have a long-term effects to either the game itself or to future Dragon Ball products. And also remember, guys, the second half of this video was speculation. This does not mean we should go out there and attack Shueisha, because for all I know, it could be someone else behind the scenes besides the aforementioned companies I mentioned at hand. Of course, this means do not go out there and make a complete ass of yourself, as I've seen some people just outright swear all high heavens against Toei, which is sad because I don't think Toei is a culprit here. Again, guys, like I said, share your opinions down below. Please be civilized. I understand what I said may sound very toxic and concerning, and it is. I say take it with a heavy grain of salt, but do not attack Shueisha. Do not think this is just big corporate greed. We do not know the entire situation yet. For all we know, there could be something going on behind the scenes that's even bigger than this. But at the end of the day, let's just have a conversation. And I would like to catch you guys later. Enjoy your Christmas. I hope everyone have a great holiday. If you do not celebrate Christmas, just enjoy the rest of your week off. And I hope you guys enjoy everything as we're segueing into the new year. Anyway, guys, I'm about to get out of here. The gates fell open. I guess I gotta go close them. So, bye.